this tutorial is based off of introducing cascading style sheets, which is CSS, and that is the presentation of your site. We've talked about HTML, the basics of HTML and structure, and now we're going to focus on the design or the presentation of the site. And we're going to address the difference between internal, external, and inline styles and style sheets. So the hierarchy that you're creating for the design of your site is going to depend on how you use those three different elements of cascading style sheets, or CSS. So I've created a basic structure for my web page, and you can see that I've created the header as an introduction. That's just the header of the page, is that it's an introduction. Then you have a nav menu, which is not there right now because we're just talking about one page. No nav menu, no nav links, navigation links. Then we have the main section of the website, which is used with semantic elements. It's considered a division of the section from the navigation or the header or the footer, and the main section is where most of the content is going to go for our web page. And of course we have some paragraph tags, one line break with the BR empty tag, and then the closing main tag, and then below it we have a footer tag. These are all semantic elements: the footer, the main, the nav, and the header. And then we've got paragraph tags, which are just standard paragraphs. That's how we're coding these pieces of text. So that's our HTML, and you can see over here my file is referencing the code that we've got. It's actually the same file. I've saved it on my desktop and I've opened it from the desktop in the browser. So you'll be able to watch as I'm making changes on this web page. So now, how CSS works into this is that, again, we have the hierarchy applied to elements in an HTML document in which specific styles can override more general styles. So there's a precedence that you set based on the traits that you give a specific style rule and how you apply it to your HTML. Let's get started with their first CSS style. So we can create an inline style inside our paragraph tag if we'd like. Paragraph style, and we make sure we have a space in between that, and we can put quotations after an equal sign, and inside the quotation marks we can say color red. Remember to look at the very last page in your PowerPoint, and you can see a basic breakdown of the difference between a CSS style selector, its elements, and then how that's going to look as far as it shows up in an HTML page. You're going to have a property and a value and then a declaration, and the selector itself is going to be something we create in the CSS style, but basically the paragraph is the element. The style is the attribute that we are using with this paragraph tag, and we're referencing it's a style sheet attribute, and it's a property. We're going to use the property of color and the value of red. So the property is separated by a colon, and then red separates separated from the actual property itself, followed by the semicolon, which allows you to add another property if you wanted to create another one. So we can change another property if we'd like. So I'm going to say font dash size, and let's just say we want it to be 15 pixels, the font size to be 15 pixels. So let's just save that. Command S is the shortcut, and then go over here and refresh. Now you can see the pixel size is a little bit different, and the color is red. Now the pixel size only being one, it looked like it went down one size. So if I went to 16, save and refresh, it probably would go back. It's the same size. So the default font size for this text is 16 pixels, and that's just in this browser. So if we don't specify our font size or our font type, the actual font family that we're using, it's going to format based on what the default is for the browser itself. So it'll look a little bit different unless you specify what you want these font families to be, or whatever the font style you want it to be at all. So if you have a specific color you want it to be, you might want to specify that in the style sheet or the style itself. So this is inline styles. Inline is the closest instance to the HTML itself in order to style the document and the text. So let's create another style just so we can get an example of a couple of them. So this paragraph style, let's just say we want the color to be blue. And then we're just going to close it. Let's make this a font dash weight of bold. And again, that's the property is font weight, and the thickness or the actual value is bold. So I'm going to hit save. Actually, I got to hit save on the document first. Command S on index and then refresh. So now you can see, I hope you're having a great day is in blue. Let's do one more. Paragraph style equals color green. Semicolon, quotation mark. So that's good there. And that's how you would specify different colors for different paragraphs. Now, if you wanted to override one of these paragraphs, you could just simply go in and create a different color and say, I want to make this green now, and I'm going to make this one green now. Save. And then refresh. So you can see they're all green. Now they've all been made the same. But there's a benefit of using a different kind of style, a different kind of style sheet. You can use an internal style or an external style sheet. The internal style is going to go inside the head section, and we're going to create some styling in the head section to show you what I'm talking about.